So now we can move on to the fourth section. And the fourth section is the video section, okay? So we have a heading, one of those lanes, a paragraph, and the video, okay? So this content is a little less than what we've been dealing with so far, so it should be a little bit faster to get through this. Okay, so what we have to do first is that we have to add a heading. And what I'm doing with this is that I'm not going to have to add any internal divs here. Internal divs are useful like when you have like fairly complex layouts within a div. You kind of need those divs to kind of parcel off different areas. Like here I needed two different divs to kind of separate this content into two columns. But here, since everything is kind of like, you know, lined up in one column, I won't need to do that, okay? So I'm going to come back here to where we're building. And this is the HTML. So again, the first thing we're adding is that we're adding that heading, okay? So we're going to add the heading with the class. So h1 class is equals to heading black again. And then we put in our title. So our title is make a video tour. So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it here where we would normally put our text for the heading. Then I'm going to close off this tag here. Good. And then I'm going to put our class for the lane. So the class for the lane is div class is equals to lane. Then I'm going to close this. Oops, I missed my bracket here. Good. And then we have a paragraph, so heading, lane, paragraph. So again, so you put P, and the class for this is going to be text bold. As you can see here that the text is bold. So class is equals to text bold. Good. And then we can put in our text. So I'm going to copy. And paste. Good. And we have a break here because we have two lines of this paragraph for this paragraph. So I'm going to put a break here after officia. So /br. Good. I'm going to bring this around I'm going to tab this around just to make sure that everything looks neat. Okay. And then I'm going to put my /p to close that. Good. And then finally we have our video, and our video can be put in with an iframe. So iframe. And for this, what I'm going to do is that to make this easier, I'm just going to copy a video from YouTube, or what I can do here is I can just inspect this and grab the link and put it in. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to inspect, and I'm here on div section 4. I'm just going to copy the iframe from here. Okay, I'm just going to, oops, good. Okay, so I'm just going to copy. I'm going to copy element. And I'm going to bring this back to my HTML here. I'm just going to paste it in here. Good. And that will bring my video. Okay. So now if I save this and I check, the content should appear. Good. The video isn't loading because my internet is currently disconnected. But you can see here that we have our heading, we have our lane, we have our text, and our video. Okay, so we just have to apply the styling from the style sheet. So I'm just going to come back here to travelstyle.css, and I'm going to apply the styling now for section 4. So section 4. I'm going to display this again as a grid, as you might expect. and I'm going to justify items to the center. I'm also going to align content to the center. I'm going to add a grid gap, because if you look here, you can see that, well, if you look here where I've done this, you can see that there's a greater spacing between these elements than we have here. So we can add a grid gap for that. So I'm going to put grid dash gap to be 30 pixels. And finally, we can see that the background for this is also the grayish color. So that is hashtag. So I'm going to put background dash color, and then the color is hashtag E7, E7, E7. Good. So let's see what that does. Save, refresh. Good. Okay. Lovely. Alright, that looks good. And then I had to do some additional styling to the text, because as you can see here, the text is aligned to the center, right? And is not aligned to the center by default in the class that I'm using. So I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to say, I'm going to specify, I'm going to specifically reach into this div for the text again. So I'm going to put sec4, and the text would be in a paragraph, so it's P. And I'm going to align it to the center. Text dash align center. And I'm also going to apply a margin to it. Okay, so I'm going to put margin 30 pixels to the top, 0 to the right, 30 pixels to the bottom, and 0 to the left. Good. Okay, so let's save that and see what that does now. Refresh. Good. Okay, so we can see here that it has the same structure now, but the text has not been bolded, so I'm going to have to investigate that. So in this case, what we'll have to do is that we'll have to look again at the class that we are applying to this and see if I might have made some mistake while I was typing the class out. Okay, so I'm going to come back here to my style sheet. This is an error that I did not catch before, actually, because I didn't notice it. This should have been bolder. But I guess, you know, since the letters look a little bit bigger, then I didn't catch it then. So I'm going to bring back up my style sheet, and I'm going to look for where I'm setting that class. Yes, here. Okay, so good, that should work now. So if I save this and then refresh it, good, you can see now that the text has been bolded here, and also here. Good. Okay, so it's working now. The video should load when you're connected to the internet. When I'm connected to the internet. So yeah, that's not an issue for now. I can see that it's working here. Good.